the Bedouin's Coffee Corner, we have none other than Yasser. But before we get started, I need to welcome you the Bedouin's Coffee Corner way, which is through a cup of Arabic coffee. I'm going to virtually pour you one. And I'm going to virtually hand it over to you. And now I can officially say, Hayak Allah, welcome to the Bedouin's Coffee Corner.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. And thank you. Well, thank you for having me.
Thanks, Yasser. So for our listeners and those who are not familiar with the amazing things that you do, can you tell us about yourself?
Wow, okay, what an introduction. So, Anna, my name is Yasser. I currently work as a coach in Milo's gym. What would you like to know? Let me see. Okay, I studied biology in school, and I have a master's in business. I also worked maybe around, let's say, 8 years in the medical industry. Well, heck, I don't know. Something happened somewhere, and now I'm somehow a coach. Alhamdulillah, having fun with it every day. So yeah, يعني, what else would you like to know? I don't know, talking about me, if heck, حصة غريبة شوي. Shoot.
So actually, I didn't know that you worked in the health, let's say, industry. So what made you pivot from that to becoming a coach? That's interesting.
Well, a very interesting question. Very interesting story. So, when I graduated from school, and initially I wanted to do medicine. Because I really like the human body and how it works and stuff like that, okay? But so I went to college, studied biology. And then second year into biology, I was like, this is not easy. It's not easy. Yani, I love the biology, I love the course, I love the way the human body works. But before we actually go into medicine, yani, I have my foot in medicine, we do pre-med. And some of my friends were like a year and two ahead of me. So لما خلصوا and they graduated and they actually started med school, I was looking at them, I was like, wow, is this what's gonna happen to me? Definitely not. But at that point, I really liked biology, so I decided to continue it anyway. So I finished school, graduated. Okay, and what do you do with a biology degree? I have no idea. By then, when I graduated, like the real world hit, like, what should I do with a biology major? Like, should I go work in a lab? Should I work in a hospital? Should I study more?
Yeah.
Should I don't know. So initially I came to Bahrain back in 2008 almost. Yeah, 2008. And I was there, so I was like, I'm going to look for a job. Anything. I don't care. My brother was there. So I was like, I'm going to look for anything. So I tried. I probably applied for more than 200 jobs. And I got none back.
Wow, that's
nothing.
a lot.
I even sat with what do you call them? A career coach, like somebody whose sole job was to hire people and stuff and teach them what to do at work, and nothing, خلاص, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. But I really wanted to get the job. Like I wanted to get independent. خلاص, I graduated. I'm a grown man. So still nothing worked. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Stayed there for like 3-4 months, just looking for a job. I worked a little bit in like car sales and stuff because I'm a big car fanatic. So I اشتغلت هيك شوية car sales and stuff like that. And then by mistake, one of my friends came to Saudi from Bahrain. And he was telling me, إنه شو رأيك إنه to come and work in Saudi. I was like, really? To work in Saudi? I don't know. Because back in those days, يعني غريب هيك, let's say, go to work in Saudi, I felt it was like a totally different planet. عرفت شو? Like, to leave it. وأنا initially I'm from Ghana. So I came from Ghana. I came to Lebanon just for like college, 9 years, and I came to Saudi. But I'd never been to anywhere that's like an Arabic-speaking place. So I came to, so إيش اللي عندي قال لي طيب would you like to work وكذا كذا. I was like, fine, what's the job? He said, medical sales. I was like, fine, okay, let's do it. Well, I did, and I worked with the company here for around 8 years. I was handling a lot of stuff. I worked in like cardiovascular surgery. So we basically supply like stuff and goods and reusable items for cardiac surgery and interventional cardiac surgery, vascular surgery, هدول الأمور كلياتهم. And then شوي started to get like, the hang of it. It was a really nice job صراحة. Because you get to also learn how the body works and learn how to like help the doctors and guide the doctors into what they should do in like certain situations, as I can feel like a new case that's coming out, or a new study that's coming out, or like a new way of doing things that's coming out. So يعني, for example, in Zaman, all the surgeries were like open surgeries. So and you had to actually open the person up and then go and do the surgery. Like if it's like, especially for cardiac surgery, and إذا عنده like blocked arteries, it's something called cabbage, cabbage, coronary artery bypass grafting. So they used to open the chest. I've actually seen that. They used to open the chest, and then inside the heart, like they do a bypass. So إذا هذا الشريان مسكر, they do like a bypass, like from here to the source to the other side where it's closed. And over the years, يعني, it became so much less traumatic. لدرجة إنه now they can actually go from like your thigh and navigate all the way up to your heart with a wire, with a guide wire. بعدين بيدخلوا balloon.
Interesting.
And then they imagine like they go inside the artery and then they expand it a bit. And then they expand it some more. And then sometimes when they go in and then they like.
How interesting.
Yeah, like a metal tube inside, so that it holds it. So it was very, very interesting, صراحة, the way things worked. And then went to the gym, I guess, a few times. Really, 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 really liked it. And stayed there for quite a while. And I remember I did like, I've done بحب كل الرياضات. So I've done bodybuilding, CrossFit, powerlifting, quote unquote, because people say I don't follow the correct methodology. But I like all of them صراحة. I'm not biased towards one or the other.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of bodybuilding back then, but then I started like implementing other stuff, and then heard about CrossFit. I was like, wait, what is that CrossFit? It sounds like something interesting. So I looked up a few videos online. Looked up videos online, saw people doing crazy things. I was like, what the heck? لا, ما أعتقد I can do stuff like that. And then one of my friends came over. Actually, he said, let's try and do a workout, like one of their workouts. I was like, okay, fine. Okay. And at this point, I was fit, quote unquote. Okay, so like going to the gym every day, doing my cardio, eating well, and stuff like that. But anyway, going to the gym, so you can say I'm a fit guy-ish guy. So we did the first workout, and I was gonna pass out. Like, what is this? ومن يومها, it became sort of like interesting how you think you're fit in like you're good at one thing, and then when you have a curveball and somebody throws something else at you, you're totally unfit in it. مثلا, a lot of guys who go to the gym now, like you do like bodybuilding or stuff, إذا بيروحوا بيلعبوا basket, they feel out of breath all the time, because like they're not getting their cardio in.
Yeah.
So من هذه الناحية, والله it became something I would do because I love doing it. And then شوي people started asking me like to coach them and teach them and how to do this and how to do that. I was like, okay, fine, but I'm still being self-taught myself, and we still are being self-taught.
Yeah.
But شوي, I don't know, gain popularity, and then from there, Allah فتح علينا, alhamdulillah, and here we are.
Nice.
Here we are.
That being said, can you tell me a little bit more about Milo's, what it's like running it?
والله ليكي شوفي. At the beginning, of course, when we first opened up the gym, it was we always tend to think about the tough stuff, the numbers, the big lifts, the performers, وهيدول الأمور. بس my experience, and with time as time goes by, you get to realize that that's not the bread and butter of any gym or مش بس any gym. That should not be your core focus. Because people who are good, who want to get better, that's amazing. But the majority of people are people who are like you and me, and like people who are everyday people. They're not dedicated athletes. They just want to feel better, look better, be healthier. وهدول الأمور كلياتهم.
Sure.
فأنا دائما بقول it's not our biggest competition is not another gym, and I don't think any other gym's competition should be another gym. I think the competition should be like نحن trying to make people understand the basics and مثلا كيف how we operate the human body and how it works, and why you should exercise and why you should be fit and why your body fat should be between a certain level.
Yeah.
Not because of the way you look only, because the way you look is just like a snapshot of who you are. بس يعني there's so many health
Yeah.
benefits that happen on the inside that are not visible on the outside يعني per se. So I would say
Right.
يعني running Milos has been amazing honestly because it's been يعني both a lesson to me and like just seeing how people perceive themselves and perceive sports and how people like are intimidated sometimes and some people are like approach it with an open heart. وفي منهم مثلا اوقات بتشوفي انه والله they think they're better and then they get better and then some of them they're like couldn't تحسي انه ما عندهم self confidence and then it's very rewarding if in one word. Very stressful, very rewarding.
Yeah. I keep passing by the gym, like in the car, like all the time when I have mashawid, and I'll pass by and I'll be like, I really need to go. But then I'm like, that's really terrifying. Like I go back and I see the Instagram and I'm like, yeah.
What is terrifying?
Where did your passion to start the gym come from? What's terrifying? I don't know.
Yeah,
I think so. I tried CrossFit once. I like signed up with this gym and I felt like it wasn't for me. It was just really, really rough. Like, I don't know how to explain this, but like there's soreness and then there's like, I'm broken. Do you know what I mean? So, I felt like I was so sore to the point where like it would take me a week to recover, even though I'd like still go after and after and like I'd keep going, but like my body just like wasn't having it. And so I admired the sport. I really admire the sport. And that's why I like always reach out to CrossFit athletes, people who own CrossFit gyms, because I think it's so like mentally rewarding, but also it's so physically difficult that like I see your gym and I'm like, I'm running.
لا I get it. بس شوفي ترى على فكرة يعني like any other sport in this world, okay? Into whatever sport that you want to do مثل ما قلت لك يعني whether it's strongman, powerlifting. أنا بفكر فيها من ناحية number one approachability. Is it approachable? Number two is it يعني can you keep doing it for a long time? And number three, how do you measure to get better at it يعني? So let's say number one, is it approachable? Any sport, regardless what you do, you're gonna be following a certain program. عرفتي شو؟ فيعني you should have a plan يعني going to the gym والله today I want to do 1 2 3 4 5 or today I want to do 1 2 3 4 5 يعني حتى imagine أنا وكثير من الشباب اللي عندنا بالجيم even though يعني we train a lot of people but we have a program that we follow. عرفتي شو؟ يعني I don't have a program and I recently started this also because if left to my own devices I will just do the things I love. عرفتي شو؟ I will not do the things that I'm not good at. So anyone who's starting to go into a gym or he wants to start a certain sport or wants to do like a workout regimen أو يحط بحياته الطبيعية, you should have a plan. Deal? هلا
Of course.
This plan is what gives the first impression about every sport to the person trying the sport at the first time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does.
It does? It does? Okay. So اعتبري if أنا today I go to a running gym يا أختي they're treating people how to do they're training people into doing like track and field and stuff.
Training.
And I go and I start this my first day. I don't know how to run. This coach puts me on like the most difficult 50-meter sprint of my life ever. And I have to do it 10-15 times. Okay?
Yeah.
So next day I wake up, I'm broken. My soul is broken. I am broken from the inside. I am tired, I'm dead, and I hate every minute of it. Okay?
Yeah.
So what happens now? Is it the coach's fault? Is it the sport's fault? Or is it your fault? Which one do you think? Because it could be a combination of the three.
That's your fault for pushing yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So number one is أي شخص is going to try something like, I'm wearing my gaming headset, by the way. It turns out my mic doesn't work well with this. So if any person now goes into to start something, number one is you should know your pace. Don't be so much in a hurry for you to like go full out. عرفت شو? Because with a sport like CrossFit, the nature of it is competitiveness. عرفت شو؟ يعني إذا بدي أقول أنا bodybuilding, the competitiveness side of it is how you look. Powerlifting is the numbers that you pull, for example. and CrossFit is like your total performance. So how much can you complete a certain workout with the number of reps or the time that you finish to complete it. So in its nature, that they are competitive. But you should not approach it as someone who wants to get competitive من أولها. Because there's two types of people. This goes back to the two types of people thing. So there's people who are professional athletes. The sole job is to get better. And there's the everyday person like you and me. So the everyday person like you and me should always approach it with like a learning attitude. Yani, what am I doing? What am I moving? شو عم بيصير when I squat? Is it just for an exercise? What is the purpose of this exercise? And then you learn your pace. You will be sore. أكيد you will be sore. But you will be sore only for a particular period of time until you go harder than the last time that you went. So
the previous
CrossFit
time,
should never be scary. Yes. But CrossFit should never be scary. No sport should be scary. And if you feel like it is getting too much, you should pace it back and hold it back. لأنه honestly, يعني نحن, we've had a lot of people also talk about this. Well, there's a lot of misconceptions. أنا if أول يوم بيجي I'm going to start doing crazy stuff. Because يعني, I get it. هتفوت على الجيم and you see someone walking on his hands and doing a muscle up. What the heck is going on? But this should not be intimidating. Yani you should actually look at that and be like, wow, they can do that sort of stuff. That's all respect to the human body. But if I want to go in, I want to go in and start to work on my health. If I find down the line that, well, I'm enjoying it, I want to get competitive about it, then you can start to like think about how you can get competitive. And look, being competitive, trust me, it's a lot of work. It's not simple. It's not easy.
Yeah. So I've heard. Okay, so where did your passion to start the gym come from? Why a CrossFit-based gym?
Like, I believe in the fundamental ways of movement. Okay, and I think machines have their job in working out, like isolation and stuff like that. But overall, if you don't do something multi-jointed, something that requires more than one joint at a time, something that requires it should be like what's the word that I'm looking for? Effort. It requires a full body effort, or an effort that you might use more than one muscle group at the same time. I believe in that. يعني even your squat, your deadlift, your bench, your push press, هدول الأمور كلياتهم, the way that you move basically is how you should be training around. Okay, so this goes back to like functional fitness and like what is the closest thing? بالنهاية CrossFit is just a name. CrossFit is a trade name, so it's like Apple. It's like whatever. It's just a brand name. فهمت شو قصدي؟ بس the actual training of it is strength and conditioning يعني. فهو ال strength and conditioning طبعا is one of our passions, and CrossFit happens to be one of the ways into strength and conditioning يعني من هذا الناحية. هلا because why did we choose this sort of training? Is because this is the sort of training that we like to do, honestly. And we feel this has the best benefits, and the ones that teaches you مش بس strength and power, but also skill, also stamina. It also builds your whole aerobic capacity. So من ناحية to any other training, I solely believe this, that it's superior from the perspective that you have a coach watching over what you're doing during the workout. يعني الرياضات الباقيين, they're also amazing, but because you don't have someone watching over you as you do them, you tend to leave out the most important parts. So like sort of like, and if I go to a regular gym and I want to do like bodybuilding, for example, I see this a lot. A lot of people neglect their cardio. They just work on on like getting a pump or muscles or whatever, thinking that is going to be a better result than the actual cardio. When cardio is far superior من ناحية إنه it burns more calories, it helps you lose weight better, it builds your cardiovascular endurance, it helps you develop your lungs, the way you breathe in, the oxygen that your body takes. So the benefits of cardio are more, if not equal to, benefits of weights. So من الناحية يعني the training methodology كلياتها على بعضها involves all these stuff. So CrossFit involves three major things. It's about to put this thing simply. I think anything that's external weight, if it's a barbell or a dumbbell or a kettlebell أو ball أو أي شيء وزن برا جسمك وعندك أي شيء اللي هو وزن جسمك. So whether it's a sit up, a push up, an air squat, a pull up, هدول الأمور وعندك الكارديو. These are the three elements of CrossFit or strength and conditioning training إذا بدك, and we mix them together. Sometimes we focus on this more than this, sometimes on this more than this.
طيب, the gym itself, I've seen all over. People like throw the name around left and right. People, like a lot of people go, there's definitely a community. Yes, I've heard it a lot of times between like people that I don't really know. You know, I see on Instagram, people that tag, etc., the community that you guys have built. So I feel like not only do you guys have the gym aspect, but the community aspect as well. What are some of the highs and lows that you guys have faced with the gym throughout the journey of it so far?
Oh my God. يعني Corona, definitely. Corona is like, oh my God. Corona was and still is, by the way. يعني مش ما نقول إنه was, بس يعني alhamdulillah now we're not going into lockdowns like that. But definitely Corona is one of the worst in terms of our type of business يعني, especially. لأنه the gym is it's sort of a front-loaded business, okay? So it's not like you're not buying an actual good, it's a service that you're getting. You're getting the expertise of the people in the gym, you're getting like the attention from the coaches, you're getting someone to actually teach you how to move. So all this stuff, these are services. It's not goods I can put in a package and send it over to you. So فعليا نحن what we're doing is انت سبا اليوم تجي لعندي, you want to work out for a month. So you pay me a month in advance, for example. This is how gyms work.
Right.
الغريب مش الغريب يلي كان صعب كتير بكوفيد طبعا هو since we are a front loaded gym يعني أنا الشهر هيدا if you came and you paid me for 3 months and I closed for 3 months because of COVID, I have to pause everything. I have to pretend like this 3 months never existed and then give you the 3 months when we open again. So that was a very, very, very difficult pickle to get out of. And we still are feeling the effects up to today. Yani. I would guess that maybe this is the lowest low, يعني, even compared to like when we first opened and people were like ما حدا عارف مين نحن and what we were doing. This was one of the most difficult طبعا periods يعني. And it still is, by the way, it still is, and I see it all around me يعني. بس إن شاء الله تعدي على خير, and I hope that يعني people see إن شاء الله that we're actually doing something from our hearts, and الحمد لله. من ناحية highs والله ما بيخلصوا. There's so many يعني يعني alhamdulillah that I can't even count on one hand. أكيد I can't count on one hand. يعني we have the weightlifting team inshallah alhamdulillah, the girls did very well last time. We had recently had a CrossFit competition that was amazing. I've had one of my idols اللي أنا كتير بحبه اسمه Dmitry Klukov come to the gym and teach us a bit of weightlifting. He's a weightlifter, a Russian weightlifter. We've had يعني so many people change their lives. Well, يعني you see it in the everyday people. يعني فعلا when somebody's quality of life like, completely changes over. يعني people with all sorts of stuff. يعني diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, sleep apnea, anxiety, all this stuff. Alhamdulillah, when you see that, we're not a cure, but we are a means to a better end. يعني, in picking up a good habit along the way and being in a community, alhamdulillah, that's very supportive and very, very, very well يعني, loving. Alhamdulillah. So that's one of the blessings of being in such a place.
That's amazing. You said that just a second ago about like when you guys first opened, ما حد عارف what you guys were up to or what you guys were actually doing. So I know that, you know, the sport itself has become a little bit more popular, you know, specifically in Kingdom. Do you think there's been a shift in the sport in our society, like more specifically the Kingdom over the past couple of years? The perception of it, the acceptance of it, people getting into it. What's your take on that?
أكيد يعني I think over the past maybe 5-6 years, بس مؤخرا over the last 3 years honestly, the emphasis of sports has become alhamdulillah يعني there's been a big interest in sports مش بس من ناحية والله people coming to the gym يعني people coming to the gym have always gone to the gym عرفت شو قصدي but the emphasis of other sports like weightlifting, arm wrestling, wrestling, judo, هيدول الأمور كلها soccer, because soccer used to get all the attention from what I've heard يعني. But now يعني تحسي إنه there's a big distribution over stuff like gymnastics, and واحدة منهم يعني عندي أعمل لك CrossFit, powerlifting, هدول الأمور اثنيناتهم هدول sort of free training أو free weight training يعني has become also very very popular, and it is nice, and it is يعني you can measure how you progress in them. فهمت شو قصدي؟ يعني they are rewarding for the effort that you give. فيعني there has been الحمد لله a big jump in interest, and a big مش بس interest, more of an education and awareness about being healthy and moving. And لأنه مثل ما عمل لك نحن our biggest challenge is trying to remove all the misconceptions that are all over social media, all over everywhere يعني people's minds and people's heads. Drink this tea to lose weight, شو عرفني do this workout to burn fat, when the basics never have ever and will never ever change.
Yeah. I think something that's so funny, you mentioned like drink this tea to lose weight. I always like react to your stories because you're always posting like, if I see one more ad about this fake way to like for someone to get in shape, I am going to kill someone. And I'm like, yes, I fully resonate with that. So we're fans of your stories that are like that over here. So that being said, where do you think the future of the sport is headed in Kingdom?
Well, I see, honestly, with the last 2 years, I've seen a lot of new talent, a lot of new talent, a lot of young Saudi guys that are early teens to pre-teens, maybe all the way up to like mid-20s, early 30s. Mashallah, there's a lot of like high performers, people who are talented, who are dedicated, people who are actually learning. فهمت شو قصدي؟ So I feel like the future is very bright, alhamdulillah, من ناحية الرياضة يعني, because there are the exposure and the awareness and the availability of it. We talk about social media, but social media has both its ups and its downs. It's kind of like a television. You choose what you want to watch, So is the عندك, if you have people with the interest of knowing about sports and health and fitness, بتلاقيهم انه bit by bit they're following the stuff, and because they see a lot of people doing it, it becomes sort of like less outlandish for you to go to a non-conventional بين قوسين non-conventional gym like ours. فهمت علي شو قصدي؟ So
yeah, for sure.
There's been a big distribution over all the sports, not people only focusing on one. So now when you go tell someone a gym, they don't only just think about like a standard gym with like machines. People think about, there's many different types of gyms and how sports are moving. Or there's this type of sport, there's this type of sport. So yeah, I feel like the future is, inshallah, a lot of talent coming up from Saudi, from areas that we will not expect, inshallah. In CrossFit, in powerlifting, in bodybuilding, in like all sorts of sports, inshallah.